All right, final half hour here of this Tuesday morning spectacular. We mentioned it yesterday on our Best of the Weekend. In case you missed it, University of Jamestown men's basketball program has had no problem moving up to Division II. The Jimmies have won 5 in a row. They went in and beat Minnesota State University Moorhead on its home floor on Saturday night. Jimmies take a 5-game win streak into the holiday break, and they've won 3 games in overtime. They're living on the edge. Head coach Casey Bruggeman is back with us here to chat about how easy the transition has been. At least you made it look easy. Describe how is this gone even better than you could have hoped for so far?
Well, Dom, thanks for having me on. It's great to reconnect here right before the holidays, and we've had a fun season. I'm still trying to recuperate my voice from how many close games we played this year. 3 overtime games, and it feels like every game has gone down to the wire. So it's certainly not been easy, and there's been a lot of challenges in especially our half of the conference in the Northern Sun. Every night it could go either way. We're very close from our record looking even better and very close from our record looking much worse. But that's pretty fun to go into every game and know that it's going to be a battle. There's a great group of coaches, and we're just grateful for the opportunity to be in the NSIC this year.
So you win a double overtime game with Mary. You win a triple overtime game with Bemidji. What does that do? How does that galvanize your team with wins like that?
Yeah, great question. And we've been knocking on the door early in the year as far as playing some really good Division II opponents. We went down to CSP and played 2 non-conference games against CSP and SMSU. One of those games we lost basically at the buzzer to CSP, and then another game we lost in overtime. And we know it's like, guys, with the NSIC, it's like a closed door, and no one's going to open that thing for you. So you got to basically take a sledgehammer and just keep swinging at that thing. And we did, and we were down big in that game versus Mary. We were down big in the second overtime against Bemidji, and our guys just kept playing. We were fortunate enough to make some shots down the stretch and pull out 2 victories. And I think we've carried a little bit of that momentum into this week or this past week when we got 2 wins. But it's just really guys staying in the moment and competing as hard as they can. We got a great group of guys, great group of coaches, and they make my job easy for sure.
I think you had a lot of people sit up and pay attention with the way you played the Bison. I know you want to win the game, but did the guys take something out of that, how well you played the game in Fargo?
I definitely think so, and that's a fun opportunity, and we're really appreciative of Coach Richmond having us over for that game for the 2nd year in a row. Just an awesome opportunity for guys to compete against a really good Bison team, and I think anytime you can go and feel like you're competitive against a team like that, that's going to definitely build some confidence, and we had a chance to play kind of our rotation guys all got heavy minutes in that game and all had good stretches, and I think we were able to take that like, hey, okay, we can compete pretty well at that NCAA scholarship level. So that was a fun opportunity early, and anytime you get a chance to play in the Shack too, that's always fun.
I got to ask, because I was asking this during the broadcast, how in the world did you get a guy like Anthony Walters to Jamestown, North Dakota?
Luck, right? Sometimes in this game, it's better to be lucky than good. And Ant was the guy that went to junior college in Texas, and we have some connections down there. So just making calls. See this guy, he's averaging about 9 points per game, but you see his previous year, he's at Queensboro, which is local JUCO to him, Division III, and he led the Division III JUCO in scoring. And we lost a couple guys from that roster the prior year when I wasn't coaching that scored a lot of points. We're like, we're going to have some guy come in and give us some production. So one of those things, we're like, Ant, you want to come out to North Dakota? He's like, you know what, Coach, I don't really have a ton of other options. Sounds good. And it's been a beautiful story, and he's really this place has been home for him these last 2 years. And that's so cool to see a guy that's not from here really take a lot of pride in being in Jamestown and representing our university. And he's a great young man too, great in the classroom, great in the community, and one of those guys you love representing your program.
Is that just another testament that you can find guys anywhere?
Well, I don't know. Our coaching staff does a great job. Our assistant, Taft Dack, and Nate Simmons now on staff too. They do a great job of just looking at all different regions of the country. We're certainly going to start in North Dakota first. We want to recruit our home state extremely well. South Dakota, Minnesota, those are the 3 states we really hit hard. But then you just got to keep your eyes open for whatever and try to find enough talent to compete in a conference like the Northern Sun. That's not easy. And hopefully now as we maybe have a little bit of success that will help us locally, but we're just going to try to find high character young men. And if they're from New York or they're from North Dakota, we'll figure it out. We'll blend them together, and we'll try to get them better.
Tell me about Saturday's win in Moorhead. I know it had to be special for what Owen did going back and playing his former team. He was great. Just describe what that kind of win did going into the holiday break.
It's always better to go into the 7-day break on a win. I've had it both ways, and it certainly feels a lot better to be going in on a win. And Coach Kemp's got a great team, and I'm not looking forward to having to play those guys again. I know how good they are. But for a guy like Owen Heckner, and there's no hard feelings for him going back to Moorhead. He loved that place, had 3 great years there, but just had an opportunity to play a little bit bigger role for us last year. And then head into his final year back in the NSIC. It was a cool opportunity for him to go into his home floor, and that can be a lot of emotions. Places where he's played at before, it can be a lot of emotion heading into a game like that. So for him to play well, that's just special, really special. And for our guys, like Moorhead is the team here locally that at our level, they've been the top. That's where they've been. And you kind of look at that game, and our guys had a chance to see them live at that holiday tournament over Thanksgiving. We saw how big they were, how physical they were, how talented they were. So that's definitely a game that's kind of been circled on our guys' radar. And so it was just fun. MSUM did a great job. They had a great crowd there. It was just a fun atmosphere and a great college basketball game.
So now that you're in this here, and if I would have told you this is how it's going to be, like even go back to September when you're starting to practice, would you have believed me this is how the first half of the year would have gone?
Honestly, it's just been a blessing. Like we didn't have really any expectations coming into this year. We're just going to try to compete as hard as we could. I knew we had enough talent to be in a lot of games. I didn't know if we'd get over the hump, and there's still a lot of games left to be played. But to have this type of success, I'm just really happy for our players, first and foremost, our coaching staff, our 2 assistants, and then our administration has done an incredible job of helping us through this transition from Paulie Peterson, our president, Austin Heeb, our athletic director. I'm happy for our university that we've been able to have some success in the NSIC, just because I really believe in Jamestown. I really believe in the University of Jamestown, and it's a special place where our professors, our staff members, everyone's working hard to try to provide a great experience for our student athletes. And we kind of like being that little engine that could, in a sense, where we're just going to go in, play as hard as we can, and see what happens. And when you got a guy like Anthony Walters playing as well as he is right now, that can get you over the top in some of these games. That's not coaching. Players win games. And having guys like Anthony Walters, Owen Heckner, along with our other guys, that helps out a lot.
I don't know, maybe this is oversimplifying it, that you maybe snuck up on teams. That's certainly not going to be the case now when the second half starts. How do you account for that now you're a known entity in the league?
Yeah, definitely, especially when you play some of these North teams the second time around where you maybe had a comeback win or you went into Moorhead and beat them. There's going to be extra attention on you. So I just think we have to keep getting better as a group. So that's just staying process-oriented, just working to compete and raise our standard every day. Because I guess the second half of the year, we won't really be that under-the-radar team that's sneaking up on you. We're definitely going to be a team like, okay, like guys, like we all know how capable Jamestown is, and we're going to just embrace that too. It's fun to be in that conversation. So we're grateful that that's happened pretty early here, and we know that there's going to be a lot of tough games to go. So we just love competing, love trying to stay together, and we just try to have joy along the way as well.
Case, what do we not know about the transition, that the minutia of the paperwork, that sort of stuff, that you have to deal with that a little bit? What do we not know on there's the basketball, the on-the-court element, but what about off the floor, about this transition do we not know that's challenging as well?
Great question. So we're one of 4 NCAA transition programs into D2 that are a part of this new expedited process. So that's a 2-year process that we actually had to start last year. So we had some certain challenges last year because we had to be under NAIA rules and NCAA D2 rules, and we had to take the most restrictive of those rules. So that posed some different challenges in year 1. And then in year 2 here, our admin, they take care of a lot of the work for us. And the NCAA comes and visits. The NSIC has already done their visits, but we'll get check-ins from the NCAA. And we always try to operate with the highest integrity at our university. So usually that's just like, hey, these are just a few things that we want you guys to continue to bring more awareness to how you handle your compliance and how you treat student athletes. The NCAA, as far as D2, it's just a great governing body. They really care about the student athlete experience. So it's been fun to see all of our athletic teams really embrace that and just get better from it too. The challenge competitively, but also just the holistic student athlete experience has been great. So we're moving through that second year of the process, and we're excited to hopefully be a official member here soon.
All right, so I'm asking all of our guests this week for the holidays, what was the go-to, the must-have present when you were younger? So got to ask, I have to imagine a basketball was somehow involved in the Bruggeman family, but was there one toy, or I got to have this when you were younger?
Yeah, great. Always balls around in the Bruggeman household. I mean, footballs, basketballs, baseballs, you name it, we're always around. I remember putting and scheming together this plan that I was gonna do more chores to get more allowance so I could buy an Xbox. I really wanted a video game. And I put together this whole plan for my parents, and I remember, they stepped up to the plate and got me an Xbox. So played a lot of Madden back in the day. I love football, so played a lot of Madden. So that's one that always sticks out in my mind. But just spending time with family around the holidays, that's become more and more the best gift that you can have. So I'm looking forward to that this week.
Have you played your brother one-on-one lately?
Never. After he came back from his redshirt year at SMSU, I'm like, yeah, things have changed. I had that size advantage. I was playing at Concordia at the time. I had that size advantage. All of a sudden, he went down. Coach Bigler got him on the bench press every day, I think, down there. And he came back. It was a little bit different. Like, you know what? We're going to stick to the shooting drills for our competition. So it'll be – I don't think we'll pull out the basketball over Christmas break here.
All right. If I had to choose for Pelican, this is your biggest rival. Breckenridge, Perham, who else? Barnesville. Out of those three, who are you picking?
It's got to be Perm. We had some epic battles with those guys back in the day, basketball-wise. And funny enough, Jordan Cressup and I both went to Concordia College, and Jordan's dad, Dave, was the head coach there. Always bitter rivals since third grade. And Rich Glath puts our lockers right next to each other that freshman year. So it's you learn that those guys on the other side in the HOL, they're just like you. Yeah. You got to not like them because you're rivals, but you learn that the HOL is such a fun conference, good people, and a lot of just similarities in those communities. But that's what makes it fun.
I remember pulling up, I think it was a Pelican Breck game in Breckenridge and a Friday night, and they had aluminum chairs out on the floor because there wasn't enough seating in the stands. And boy, this is a big deal that this place is going to, and it was, and it still is on a Friday night. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I kind of get goosebumps for you even mentioning that. I mean, when you got to close down the doors before the JV game even starts, that's a care factor right there of those small town communities, how they really rally around their basketball teams.
It's great to see you, bud. Have a absolutely fantastic holiday. Say that to your family as well. Good luck, then. We'll talk in the second half of the season, okay?
Appreciate it, Dom. Merry Christmas.
Same to you, bud. There he goes. Casey Bruggeman joining us, University of Jamestown men's basketball head coach. The Jimmies red hot, winners of 5 in a row, heading into the holiday break. Something to keep an eye on when the second half of the Northern Sun season begins after the first of the year. All right, we'll take our final break. We come back and a few more emails to get to, and we'll set you up for a pretty good Sports Tuesday. Hot Mic Wraps on WDAY Extra right after this.